The US dollar's a little change to kickstart the new trading day. I'll go through the technicals that are driving the three major currency pairs in this video, so let's get started. Looking at the hourly chart of the euro versus US dollar, we moved sharply to the upside in trading yesterday. That moved to the upside, so the pair moved back above its 200-hour moving average. That's a green line in this chart. What I like about this formation is how the price moved above it, then came back, tested that moving average line, and then moved to the upside. We moved up to the old highs, or near the highs from last week, and short of the 61.8% retracement level. Found willing sellers against that level, forced its way back to the downside. Where another level that I had in red line kind of cutting across. Why? Because that line corresponded with these specific levels right through here. It got messy through here, but lo and behold, in trading here today, what do? We started finding support. The overall trading range is very, very narrow, and as you can see, with the move off of the high back down toward the high of this swing area, which I'll talk about in just a second, the range is very narrow. Not a lot going on. Could just compare yesterday's trading range with today's trading range. It's just consolidating the gains, but what is important is that we are holding support here. And I said I'd speak about this level right through here, or this yellow area right through here, and also the 50% retracement, which happens to be of this move to the downside. But this 1.1663 to 1.1691 level, for those listening to our videos in the past, know that level goes all the way back to this area right through here, where in April and to November of 2021, where we had these different lows coming in here, forming this floor. We broke below the floor and started to use this level as a ceiling before moving to the downside. It wasn't until last month, beginning of this month, where the price finally broke above that level, came down to it, tried to hold support against it, fell below it in trading last week, and now is trying to move back above it. You can see that more closely in this chart right through here, and notice how the price had tried to hold support through that yellow area right through here, and then in trading here yesterday, we broke above it, and now trying to stay above it. So watch this area. It might give us decent clues for more further upside. Again, we moved sharply to the upside yesterday, consolidating the gains with a mild correction, and trying to hold support against what was resistance at the 93-ish type area, the high of the swing area. Let's take a look at the dollar versus yen next, and we'll look at the hourly chart here. Like the euro versus US dollar, the dollar yen moved sharply to the downside. That is, like the euro, is that the dollar moved lower, and that moved to the downside. Did a similar thing as the euro. We came down to the 200-hour moving average, held support against it, moved above it, and then used that level as resistance right here before moving to the downside. In trading here today, we've moved back above that key 200-hour moving average. That should have been more bullish here for the dollar versus yen, but the market ended up failing pretty quickly off of that break to the upside, disappointing the buyers, and we've seen that follow through selling, taking the price down to new lows as the U.S. session begins. But we're or not new lows, I guess, close to the lows that we saw in the early Asian session, but near the unchanged level for the day. So dollar was higher, dollar was lower. We'll see, but the bias remains more to the downside with yesterday's move lower and the inability to get back above the 200-hour moving average. On the downside, we'll look for the low prices here and here as a support. I'll put that in the red line right through here. That level comes in at the 146.80, 88-ish type level. Below that, we have the 38.2% retracement of this move to the upside. That 38.2% retracement comes in at 146.704, and getting below that level is always a key barometer to show that the sellers, after a trend-like move, can take back more control by pushing the price below that 38.2% retracement level. Happens to also correspond with this little base right through here that helped to push the price higher through this area right through here. We'll see if the price, the momentum to the downside can continue down there, down to that level, down toward that these lows, down toward the 38.2% retracement. But the bias is more to the downside for the dollar versus yen. Finally, let's take a look at the sterling versus US dollar. And like the euro and the yen, the sterling rose versus the dollar sold off in trading yesterday. We did correct below the 200-hour moving average a little bit yesterday before moving to the upside. But we did find resistance in this area right through here where we had swing levels forming this swing area where the price returned to in trading yesterday, found willing sellers against that level. As you can see, the rotation to the downside in trading here today came right down to that 200-hour moving average, found support against that level and pushed back to the upside. We are trying to push a little bit lower here, but we do have this swing area in the 200-hour moving average to contend with. The 200-hour moving average comes in at 1.3458. Holding it on the corrected move increases the level's importance not only today but going forward. So be aware of that. The price has to get below that level and stay below that level to increase the bearish bias. So be aware of that. On the top side, getting above obviously the 135.05 to 135.14 level, and then above the 38.2% retracement of this move to the downside. As mentioned with dollar yen, getting above the 38.2% retracement is important because it shows that the trend move to the downside, the buyers can take back more control off of that off of the rebound. If they can't get above that level, they're not winning. The sellers are still winning. So the battle goes on between the 200 and 38.2% retracement on the wide for this currency pair. So there you have it, a kickstart video to take a look at the three major currency pairs. My name is Greg Mikulowski. Good fortune with your trading. Bye-bye now.